Hi Moonies, I just was wanting to first apologize for me being inactive with the reviews for about 2 weeks. The reason was because I didn't have a working headset. So now that I have a working headset, I'm going to catch up on my reviews. So let's kick this off and do Act 34. I'm going to call it Labyrinth 1. So Act 34, Labyrinth 1 for Sailor Moon Crystal starts off right where the other one left off, where Chibiusa is unconscious. They take her to the hospital, which is a new thing because in the 90s, when Mistress 9 took Chibiusa's pure heart, they didn't take her to the hospital. They just took her straight to Mamoru's place. Well, in this one, Mistress 9 did not take the pure heart. She took the legendary silver crystal and her brooch, causing her to pass out along with taking her soul. So that's different. Also, what I kind of found funny is right at the start of the episode, the doctor goes, "Oh, sorry, can't help you. Your daughter's dead, so can't help you." That's kind of weird for a doctor to say, basically. So Usagi is so upset, basically, about it, and rightfully so. It's her daughter. So, long story short, they talk about it amongst themselves on what to do, and then Haruka and Michiru, I think Ansensana is Pluto's Japanese name, they come in and tell Usagi the only way to save Chibiusa is to kill Hotaru. Well, we all know Usagi doesn't want to kill anybody, she wants to save them. So she's kind of quiet toward the Outer Senshi, Outer Guardians. So then Mamoru tells Usagi, Rai, Ami, Makoto, Manako, all of them that they need to take Chibiusa to his place. So they take her to his apartment, and he uses his power as a life support for her. So then Rai, Ami, Makoto, Manako, they all leave Mamoru's apartment to give him and Usagi some time alone with Chibiusa. Well, Mamoru tells Usagi to be strong, get Chibiusa's soul and silver crystal back to save her. And he tells her, we don't have a lot of time, so don't take too long. So she comes back after a while. She comes back to join the other girls, and they agree that they need to go get the silver crystal back and Chibiusa's soul back. So then we cut to commercial. Well, then real quickly before the commercial break, we get to see Mistress 9 in Hotaru's room, and Dr. Tomo and Kaori Knight show up, enter the room, and they are so surprised to see her and shocked. Well, difference in the 90s, when they attacked Chibiusa for the pure heart for Mistress 9, it was in the Mugen school, whereas in Crystal it was in Hotaru's room. And also, here's another twist. In the 90s, in the S season, when Mistress 9 woke up, she killed off Kaori Knight, whereas in Crystal, she didn't. So that's different. So she tells Kaori Knight, "I'm taking over for Master now. You did your job. You did great." So that's something that is different. I don't think she really talked to Dr. Tomo much. So anyway, back from commercial. We see all the Guardians transformed. Great, perfect. So then they rush off to Mugen School, and Kaori Knight revives all 5 witches of the Deathbusters. So all 5 witches are back, whereas in the 90s, once they got killed off, they did not come back. Great. So then each witch fights off a Guardian. Eugile fights off Mars. The computer one fights off Mercury, forgot her name. Tallulah fights off Jupiter, and then Mimette fights Venus. So they kind of split up the Guardians, and Sailor Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto are all the way up here on a scaffolding or building, kind of watching them, saying, we're not going to help you because we want to kill Hotaru. Basically, is kind of their attitude. But once they see the Guardians in trouble, they kind of change their tune. They help out. Whereas in the 90s, they didn't really. Pluto stopped time. Neptune and Uranus got trapped on a freaking power thing, slimy thing of I have no idea what. So that's different. Another thing that's different is when Uranus attacked the plants, they kept growing back. I do not remember that happening in the 90s. I remember her attacking like drones of pods of things, so that's different. Another thing that's different is Mistress Nine did not try to get the Purity Chalice. She did not try to get the Spiral Heart Moonrod. So Sailor Moon still has that. So she didn't give Mistress Nine the chalice like she did in the 90s. So she was able to transform into Super Sailor Moon. So while the Guardians are split up, Sailor Moon's mind starts to have tricks on her. She is told in her mind that Neptune, Mars, Jupiter, Venus don't want to fight anymore. And Chibiusa in her mind tries to choke her. And also Mamoru tries to kill her in her mind. Not the real Mamoru, not the real Chibiusa, you get the point. Another thing we get to see, I'm jumping around here because it's been weeks, I think, since I've seen this, so I'm doing it from memory. Another thing we saw was Diana crying. Rightfully so. So another thing we also saw was, so anyway, telepathically, Mamoru tells Usagi, do not let them trick you. So she breaks the trickery from Kaori Knight and everybody. So then she finds Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, basically attached to some slime goo, knocked out. Well, Neptune sees it in her aqua mirror, and she helps the Guardians. Uranus does the space sword attack, Neptune does the aqua mirage attack, and we get to see an attack that we never saw from Pluto, Cronus attack, I think. I hope she never uses that again, because it really was really didn't do much. So Kaori Knight turns into a nasty monster. Sailor Moon uses the Spiral Heart Moonrod to defeat her. Yay. Happy. So after that is done, the Guardians, along with the Outer Senshi, combine their attacks, combine their powers, and makes the Purity Chalice, Holy Grail, appear. Sailor Moon transforms into Super Sailor Moon, and that's basically kind of where the episode ends. So, so there you go. That is my Sailor Moon Crystal Act 34 review for Labyrinth 1. I'll be back probably later today for another Sailor Moon review. So if you have any questions, please comment on the video and let me know. And again, like always, if I forget something in this video, remind me in the comments so I can add it in before I do the next review. Bye-bye, Moonies.